Yeah, hello teachers and good afternoon. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat and welcome to our Wednesday stream. No, this is our stream again, reserved for ClassPoint. Okay, so teachers, before siguro tayo mag-start, before I greet you in the chat, please do share our link first. No, alam ko medyo busy po tayo ngayon, medyo madami tayong ginagawa na, but we hope that you can also invite other teachers, no, lalo na po sa mga avid users ng ClassPoint natin, ano, kasi talagang ito na yung level ng ClassPoint use natin, wherein we're going to explore the different possibilities on how ClassPoint can impact 21st century learning. Okay, so yun naman yung magiging focus natin. Kasi last time, we've talked about like the fundamentals of ClassPoint 2. We've talked about like how to use ClassPoint 2 with devices, without devices. Okay, and of course, we also explored other aspect, no, of ClassPoint 2. No, but now we're going to explore the different the ways, no, that ClassPoint 2 can be used to impact 21st century learning. Okay, so I hope that you can share our link onto your Facebook timeline, on your different social media accounts, no, to be able to invite more teachers in our stream today. But anyhow, for those who will not be able to catch our live today, I still like to greet you. Good afternoon, no, yung mga magre-replay po ng video na to sa ating YouTube channel. Okay, and with that, na teachers, I'd like to greet first our teachers who are in the chat as early as 5:12 p.m. Good afternoon, Teacher Crew Mel, Teacher Joy Kenneth Biasong, Teacher Ai Oka, Teacher Randy De Los Santos, Teacher Maan Tapawan, Teacher Andres Villasis, Teacher Carmelin Perez, Teacher Dean Clifford Huame, Teacher Jerry Gamet, Teacher Elda Gonzalez, Teacher Jeffrey Beltran, Teacher Annabelle M. Rollier, Teacher Charles Toriano, and of course, we also like to greet our members of the ClassPoint community, the entire ClassPoint community, and of course, with us as well, in the background right now is Miss Stephanie, and of course, Sir Bert. Now, together with, of course, with our speaker, who I will be introducing in a little while. But before we do that, before I introduce our speaker for today, okay? Bigyan mo natin ng context na ano nga ba itong ginagawa natin today. Okay? Bakit tayo may session in ClassPoint today? Okay? Ngayon, teachers, no, this particular session is actually going to be part of our monthly webinars for ClassPoint. So yes, we'll be hosting, facilitating webinars, no, every month for ClassPoint, no, on the following months. Okay? And the primary objective of this particular webinars, no, our monthly webinars with Kaagapay Teacher Support, is to help you find ways on how to actually use ClassPoint in the classroom on a more meaningful, impactful way. So yun po yung i-focus natin for today. That's the reason why, if you see the title, no, of our session for today, Addressing the Forces with ClassPoint. So yun po yung gagawin natin, teachers, no. We're going to help you, no, okay, understand how to apply, no, and how to use ClassPoint to activate communication, critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity of our students. Talagang definitely an interesting session for all of us for today. Okay, and of course, teachers, wag natin masyadong patagalin so that we can proceed to our session right away. Okay, and we can hear from our speaker who will be sharing with us, how can we use ClassPoint to address the forces, of the 21st century learning. Okay, so let me introduce first our speaker for today. Okay, and it's definitely an honor. Okay, hindi na siya bago, no? Okay, nag-guest na rin siya, nag-attend na rin siya, facilitated session as well, no, in our community at Kaagapay Teacher Support, and of course, no, as a ClassPoint trainer, also at ClassPoint community. Okay, so our speaker for today, okay, Marge Joseph C. Sardo, is a public school teacher and a part-time student in curriculum and instruction. He is also the project leader of Project Leads, a learning opportunity for practicing applied digital skills, emphasizing 21st century skills. So talagang ang focal point, no, and specialization ng speaker natin for today is 21st century learning. Okay? He's also a former DepEd Central Office Educational Technology Specialist who advocated for the accomplishment of the Sustainable Development Goals. No, and definitely You've seen him in many sessions no during our pandemic school years. Okay, so let us welcome into our stream Teacher MJ. Teacher MJ, just wait for Teacher MJ. Baka yan, okay?
Hello po, good
Hello, Teacher
evening po to
MJ.
everyone. Ayan, hello
Yes,
po.
we can hear you naman. We can see you. Okay, kumusta Teacher MJ? Been a long time.
Yes po, so ayun po, medyo tama po kayo Sir Franco, medyo busy po talaga sa panahon natin ngayon na po. So instead of taking our vacations kasi March na, we are still here at school po, ano po.
Yes,
So yan,
totoo.
and since yung graduation and is ayun malapit na, so sobrang busy talaga ng mga teachers po for today.
Yes, no, dami
Ayan.
nating ginagawa. Saka ayan, medyo nakakadagdag din ngayon yung ano, no, yung init ng panahon. So sana po ang mga teachers natin, mga students natin ay maayos no kahit na medyo mainit sa mga classrooms po natin right now. Okay, anyway, Teacher MJ, siguro before tayo mag-start ng session mo no, and before we go to your presentation, okay, is to give our teachers no, a brief overview of exactly what we're going to cover for today and how important this session is in activating further no yung use ng class point ng ating community.
Ayan. So, hello po. Ayan. So, the session for this afternoon, if nagfo-focus po siya sa 21st century skills. So, particularly po, medyo na-highlight ko po yung dalawang C. So, meron tayo dito na creativity and of course yung ating collaboration. So, the reason for highlighting those two is because medyo related po ito dun sa tinatawag nating collaborative or creative collaboration. So which is somehow really important lalo na po nung nagkaroon tayo ng gap noong pandemic na po. So yan. And practicing creative collaboration will also help the students to practice their own critical thinking skills and of course communication. So parang every part of the four C's encompasses all of this 21st century skills. So
Wow,
later, yes,
interesting.
ayan po.
Oo. Ngayon ko lang narinig yung ano, no, yung idea ng creative collaboration. Okay, so interesting na
Yes.
Teacher MJ. So I'm excited for your session for today. But before we, by the way, no, teachers, bago ko po ibigay yung floor, no, and while we're waiting, while we're, Sir MJ, no, Teacher MJ is preparing his presentation in the background. Let me just remind you that this is a certified session, so we'll be giving a certificate of training of participation after this session. Just kindly wait for the evaluation link that will be given for to all of you, okay, for this session. Okay. And of course, teachers, no, as I've reminded as well, please be informed. No? Ilo-launch ko na rin no, para hindi natin masyado makalimutan. I think medyo matagal kasi yung naging ano natin, no, reminder for this particular event. At saka last time kasi dapat ito ay last March 15 ba dapat tayo, Teacher MJ, no? Kaya lang, of course, nagkaroon ng
Yes po.
complications, okay? Nalipat lang tayo ng schedule. No? But normally, we'll be having our class point webinars second week of every month. No? Okay, unless there are changes in schedule. Ayan. Okay. Teacher MJ, I'm just waiting for your presentation in the background if you have it already. And since nag-intera po tayo teachers noon, i-plug ko na rin po, okay, ang ating upcoming April series, okay, this April, okay, will be focusing on gamified instruction. So abangan po natin yung mga sessions natin for this April, okay, will be about no center, will focus on gamified education for April series. Okay, so abangan po natin. I'll be sending all the details later on. Okay, Teacher MJ, your presentation is now live. Good luck on your session, teachers. Enjoy the session.
Ayan, so again po, good evening po to everyone. No po, to all the teachers and non-teaching individuals po na nanonood ngayong hapon na ito na po. So wini-welcome ko po kayo sa session natin for this afternoon no po. So pasensya na po sa aking boses no po. Medyo hindi pa po tayo nakaka-move on sa mga sa mga effects po ng summer ngayong um, teaching natin na po. So Our topic will focus on addressing the four C's in the 21st century, of course, using ClassPoint na po. So again, I just want to highlight that the presentation focuses on the two C's na po. So yung creativity po and collaboration. But at the same time, we will be briefly discussing the two, yung communication and of course critical thinking. Na alam ko naman po is really familiar na tayo sa bawat four C's na po. So before I start, let us just go back kung saan ba talaga nag-originate itong 21st century skills po na po. So according to the research, the 21st century skills was developed in 2007 and originally sa US lang talaga siya. And the goal is or the goal or the aim is to attempt to prepare the USA citizens, so parang US lang po talaga, for the demands of the 21st century workplace. This is according to the research of K and dedicated to and common the workplace or and at the same time na-observe nila yung 21st century skills, nakita nila yung beauty nito. So nakita nila yung kagandahan nito and they decided to apply it in the educational field. No? So um, dahil sa education siya nangyari, so 21st century skills became a preparation naman for the students after they have their own education. So yun. So um, yeah. Reviewing the 21st century skills. So meron tayo ditong mga three major types of the 21st century skills. So meron po tayong life and career skills. Yan. So all of the skills are related to our career and life. Nandiyan na po yun. And then we also have the information, media, and technology skills o yung kadalasan na tinatawag na IMT. So dito po mapasok yung digital skills, yan, yung mga competencies when it comes to ICT, nandiyan siya. And then we also have our ito, yung ating topic for this afternoon, for this evening, for this yung innovation skills. So yan. So commonly naririnig natin siya as 4Cs but um part pala siya ng natin na learning and innovation skills. So which comprises of critical thinking, communication, collaboration and creativity. And then we have here yung four boxes sa ilalim. These are the 21st century themes. So meron tayong standards and assessment, curriculum and instruction. Ayan. So curriculum and instruction is really interesting na po. So yan, if you're planning to find a lesson about curriculum and instruction, it's really a very good thing to study. Lalo na kapag gusto nyong pag-aralan how the education works in the different countries. Ayan. So we also have professional development and of course the learning environment. So all in all, this is um, the components of the 21st century skills. So as part of the 21st century, we are somehow required or we are somehow encouraged to develop all of these type of skills. Ayan. So moving on to the next part, ayan, palakihin ko lang yung learning and innovation skills. So we have the 4Cs. So we have the critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. So like what I said, ayan. So meron tayo ditong creativity and collaboration na po. Ayan, so medyo nag-focus tayo dito for a while since medyo trending po ang creative collaboration na po. Ayan. So creative collaboration is as simple as working together but making sure that yung product natin will be new and will be useful sa ating when we if we're going to solve a problem or propose an idea. Ayan. So eto, move na tayo dito sa tinatawag natin na first C, yung highlight natin for this afternoon. Ayan. So Um, so we have here the first C, yung ating creativity na po. Ayan po, for a while lang po, ah. Alright, alright. So, before we move on po sa application natin ng ClassPoint po, bibigyan ko lang kayo ng konting definitions and other information about the 4C. So, para mas medyo maging deeper or mas medyo maging um, tawag dito, may mga concepts tayo na makuha before we applied it. So, we have the first C, creativity. So, creativity has a lot of definitions po. So, commonly pag naghanap tayo ng creativity, we have, say, creativity has something to do with arts. Yan. Yun yung mga kadalasan na nakikita natin. Creativity has something to do with creating a song, an art, a music, or anything na sabihin na will top the students' talents or ideas and efforts sa kanilang mga skills. Na po. So, but based on this, ito po yung pinaka siguro pinakamalapit, pinaka contextual na meaning ng creativity. No? So, the first one is creativity are products. Ayan, so kung nakikita natin, products pala yung creativity. So, yan. Kasi meron tayong tinatawag na creative thinking and meron din tayong tinatawag na creativity. So, aside from the product, it can also be a process. It can also be an interaction which aim to generate ideas, thoughts, objects. Na po. So, aside from that, we have creativity as the cluster of skills that are needed to produce ideas that are both original and valuable. So this is based on Sternberg in 2001. And it also uncovers, selects, reshuffles, sorry, combines, and synthesizes already existing facts, ideas, faculties, and of course, skills. So this is based on Koestler in 1964. So before that, po, concepts po natin, you may enter our class point code. No po, so you just need to go to classpoint.app and encode our class code na available po dito sa topmost part na po. So, um, pwede nyo pong iscan itong ating QR na po. Ayan.
Sir, MJ, right
Ah,
now
yes
po
po.
hindi po namin nakikita yung QR. I think dahil naka-share lang yung presentation, we might have to share the entire screen po.
Alright. For a while lang po.
We'll just wait for that. Para makasali yung mga teachers natin. Okay. Interesting, no, teachers. So, by the way, siguro din na pa pinag-uusapan natin yung creativity. Isa rin sa mga kailangan nating tandaan is that, teacher, and correct me if I'm wrong, no? Okay? Hindi lang kasi yung area ng mga MAPE teachers natin, no? Kasi usually, mga MAPE teachers natin yung nagta-target ng creativity. Well, in fact, no, when we look at creativity, it's a skill that must be honed all throughout, no, across different disciplines. And let me check, Teacher MJ, kung nandito na. Just wait for it to load. Ayan na,
Alright.
nakikita ko na kay MJ ang ating
Okay
code,
po.
no?
Ayan. Thank you so much po.
22679. May nakasali na kagad na isa. Okay.
Yes.
Ay, ikaw pala yung Teacher
Alright
MJ.
po. Ayan.
Scan na lang, teachers, para po makasali tayo sa ating class point activity. Siyempre, sasali din ako, Teacher MJ.
Yes
Um,
po.
balita ko may jacket yata. Jacket yata ang pa-premyo ni Sir MJ. Tama ba?
Titingnan naman natin.
Na-pressure si
Ayan po.
MJ, no? Nako, parang pressure si Miss Stephanie sa background. No, just kidding. Abangan po natin na baka may mga pa-prizes po tayo.
Ayan po. So again po, ayan. So i-prepare po lang po natin ulit na po. You may scan the QR code or you may go to www.classpoint.app and use the code 22679. Ayan. Alright, so meron na po tayong 8 participants for now na po. So, ayan. So again po, ang class code po natin is 22679. Ayan. So meron po ako dyang first 3 questions later na po. And then, yan. Let's see kung sino yung makakakuha ng first position po na. Okay, so meron na po tayong 14. Yan. So sa mga nasa YouTube po, yan. Pwede po kayong mag-join or pwede din naman po mag-send din po kayo ng answers if possible sa ating um, sa comment box po ng ating YouTube channel. Alright, so yan. So while waiting for the others po, siguro ay i-proceed ko na po ang next part po. So again, yan, available naman po ang ating presentation again in ClassPoint.app and then using the code 22679. Alright. So again, creativity has a lot of definitions. Tama po si Sir Franco. Kadalasan nakafocus ito sa pagdating sa ating mga MAPE teachers. And we don't know that creativity is a general concept na po. Pwede natin siyang, or hindi pwede. Talagang existing siya in all subject areas. Kasi from the definition itself, it is not only a product, it's also a process or even an interaction. So it's also a cluster of skills and of course, combination of facts, ideas, and faculties. Ayan. So napaka-broad ng definition ng creativity and it's really a challenge for us on how to elicit or to enhance or to improve and develop the students' creativity. Ayan. So, all right. Ayan. So, question. I have here a question na po. Ayan. So, all right. Medyo naglo-loading lang po ng kaunti na po. So, while waiting again, I have here a question. So, why do you think people are motivated or motivated to be creative na po? Right. Ayan. So, ayan. Alright. So, medyo konti. Ayan. Again, the question is, why do you think people are motivated to be creative? So, yan. You may send your answers in our ClassPoint app or ClassPoint.app and use the code 22679. So before I start with introducing more about creativity, I just want you to answer this simple question. So sa tingin nyo, or in English, why do you think people are motivated to be creative? Ayan. So sa tingin natin, or in simple words, bakit yung mga tao is dapat maging creative? Yan. Pwede rin natin siyang ikas ganong tayo ng question. Alright? So, for sure, si Teacher Bay ay yun, teacher kasi about learners yung answer niya na po. Ayan. So sabi ni Teacher Bay to help learners to be engaged in class. Alright, so thank you so much. Ayan, so one of the characteristic of a teacher or a creative teacher is of course engage our students. And how are we able to engage our students? Of course, we need to be creative. Ayan, so Sir Dai, Teacher Arlene, so I'll treat you all as teacher na po. Everyone is a teacher naman. So when there is a need and challenge, and thank you so much po. This is related doon sa magiging answer natin later. So, based on Sir Franco naman to express myself and approach things and problems from a different view. Ayan. So Teacher Marisa said that creativity or to be creative to recognize one's talent. And so it's Jerry because creativity and knowledge. So, it's also a self-expression. They start to do things differently. Ayan, so, alright. Ayan, so, common yung mga answers na focus sa student engagement o kung paano natin mag-engage yung ating students. And, ayan, kung paano sila magiging interested. Alright, so focus naman ni Sir JB Paul is to solve problems specifically or especially in scientific methods and mathematical problems. Alright, so ayan, I would like to also read the answer from teacher Alfred. Ayan, sabi ni Teacher Alfred, one reason is the desire for self-expression and the need to communicate one's ideas, feelings, and experiences. Another reason is the pursuit of personal excuse me, fulfillment and satisfaction. Ayan, ang ganda po ng sinabi ni Sir Alfred. So, alright, so maybe I can now um, close the submission. No po, magaganda po lahat ng sinabi nyo. No po. So, yan. Creativity is very broad. No po. Sa correct kayo, tama. Nagfo-focus din siya sa self-expression, the way how we express ourselves to other people, the way how we arrange our thoughts, the way how we present our ideas. Na po. So that is also, those are the concepts that is under the creativity. Na po. So dahil dyan, lahat po kayo ay bibigyan ko po ng so actually the star na po, itong star na feature ni ClassPoint is also one way on how we can express um, our gratitude na po dun sa mga students natin. So this is also part of what we call as creativity because it's a product din. And of course, it's a means for interaction. Kagaya ng sinabi natin kanina, it's not only limited to skills. It's also a product. It's also an interaction. Na po. And ClassPoint has a lot of areas and a lot of features that really has something to do with or is a product of creativity itself. Na po. So yan. And I know as teachers, alam natin na at alam ko din na mas marami kayong alam na ways on how we can make our presentations and our lessons mas maganda siyang tawagin sharing, no? More creatively, no po. So thank you so much sa lahat po ng nakapag-respond, no po. Ayan, so i-close po natin muna, no po. Ayan. So, alright. Thank you so much po to everyone who answered. So, tama po kayo. We have here the answer. Alright. So, medyo loading po ang ating slide na po. Medyo lumalaban ng internet natin ngayong gabi. Alright. So, alright. So, to answer the question na po, we have two choices here. This is also based on the presentation of one of my colleagues in my workplace na po. So sabi dito, one of the reasons why we are motivated to be creative is because we are in need to communicate our ideas and views na po. So yan. And of course, we also need to be motivated to be creative because we need to solve problems. No po. Yan, this is really important to reiterate sa ating mga estudyante kung paano natin iso-solve ang problems creatively. No po. So that kaya siya trinit as one of the most important um, skill sa 21st century, specifically in innovation and learning skills. Kasi creativity is sometimes the root of solving a problem. So it's the root of creating a solution na po. So these two answers falls in the question or falls in the statement, remember your why. No po. So always remember bakit ba ako kailangan maging creative. So pwedeng dalawa or pwedeng marami pa kasi kailangan kong i-communicate yung ideas ko and views ko sa ibang tao. So one reason din kasi kung bakit natin kailangan maging creative sa pagbibigay ng ating opinions, ideas, and views is because a lot of people have um, different wavelength or different levels of understanding niyo po. So merong mga people na low tolerance lang sa ganitong bagay and they need other ways on how people will express themselves na po. So yan. So iba't iba tayo ng pagtanggap, iba't iba tayo ng pagtingin sa bawat views ng bawat tao and yun kaya dapat kailangan din natin creative. And of course, this is also applicable sa ating classroom. No? Yung sa classroom natin, we need to be creative because our students have individual differences. No po. Ayan, so that's one. All right. All right. So, um, I also have another question na po. This will be a quiz type question na po. So yan. So sabi dito, creativity is merely about creating works of arts, producing great works, or empowering students to be artistic. Let's see kung naintindihan natin yung nabanggit ko kanina, no? Is it true or is it false? Again, the question is, creativity is merely about creating works of art and producing great works or empowering students to be artistic. Is this true or is this false? Na po, ayan. So, I received 14 responses. Tingnan natin kung tama kayo ng answer lahat, no? Ayan. So, tatlo yung binigay ko kaninang definition ng creativity. So, let's see after 1 minute kung ano yung answers natin, no po. So again, creativity is merely about creating works of art, producing great works, or empowering students to be artistic. And is it true or is it false? All right. Okay, so let's now, ayan, close the submission na po. All right, so the correct answer is, of course, it's letter. Ayan, naka-automatic kasi tayo, kaya nag-show correct answer na po. So the correct answer is letter B. So, it's false na po. So, creativity, bakit siya false? Because meron tayong word na merely. So, hindi lang siya about creating works of arts. Hindi lang siya about producing great works. No, hindi lang siya about empowering our students. But, yun nga, nabanggit ko nga that it's not only a product, it's not only a skill, it's not only a process. It's also interacting with others. It's also our way on expressing ourselves to others. It's also our way on how we can solve problems. Yan. So marami siyang areas na itatap. Yan. So tingnan natin kung sino yung nag-top 1 na po. Ayan. So congratulations to Miss Arlene. Ayan. Si Teacher Marisa, Teacher Bay, Teacher Edward, Teacher Elda. Ayan. So yan, mabilis po ang sagot nila, 8 seconds na po. So anyway, may two slots pa ako or may two questions pa ako na natitira also about creativity din. So let's see kung sino ang mananalo po na po. So also kapag nasa siguro I'll also be giving my own prize na po. So later na lang din siguro natin i-reveal kung ano 'yon. So next proceed na rin po ako sa next part natin na po. Alright. So and thank you so much po for our ayan. So i-close ko po muna. Yeah. So this one question number 1 falls under what we called as the yung mga yung mga barriers or yung mga wrong interpretations, wrong conceptions ng creativity pagdating sa classroom. And so, let us remember na ang creativity, kagaya ng sinabi ko, it's very, ano siya, very wide, pero easy to understand naman siya despite of its yung wideness niya. No? So, easy to understand, easy to implement. Kasi nga, sa dami ng definitions niya, marami din tayong ways on how we can use our yun nga, we can develop creativity with our students. So question number 2 naman natin. Ayan. All right. So creativity is a special ability that is found only in certain people. Is it true or is it false? So is creativity found only in certain people? Ayan. So tingnan natin. Sa certain people lang ba talaga post na natin ang submissions and let's see kung talaga bang tama yung answer natin. Ayan. So, the correct answer is letter B. It's a false. So, bakit kaya siya false? So, syempre, nakalagay dito, it's only found in certain people. Yan. So, let's not forget that creative or being creative or creativity is available to anyone. So, it's a skill na can be enhanced, can be developed by any people regardless of their status, no, regardless of their age, their gender, and etc. Speaking of gender, no po, Happy Women's Month pala, no po. So yan, we are celebrating sa school ng aming Women's Month. Ayan. So, thank you so much po sa mga nakapag-send. So, 24. Let's see kung sino naman po ang nag-top 1 sa question natin na ito in particular. Ayan, see, ang top 1 po natin sa question number 1 and 2 is, ayan. So, si Miss Arlene pa rin. Si Teacher Arlene pa din. Ayan. So, kanina si Teacher Arlene, ngayon si Teacher Arlene pa din. No? Parang gusto ata ni Teacher Arlene nung jacket. No? Hindi ko alam kung, kung sino yung magbibigay ng jacket. Pero sana meron. Alright. So, thank you so much, Teacher Arlene, for sending your answers. Teacher Elda, Teacher Bay, and all the teachers and other participants na nandito po ngayong gabi. No po. Ayan. So, alam ko pong busy po tayong lahat. Ayan. So, let's proceed to the next one po. Ayan. So, babalikan ko po yung mga, yung ating leaderboard later. Alright. Ayan. So, like what I said, both the questions are part of what we call as the impeding factors in integrating creativity in teaching. Alright. So, yan, nabanggit dito that creativity or the misconceptions, pwede rin natin siyang i-treat na ganun. So, creativity is merely about creating works of art, producing great works, or empowering students to be artistic, sorry. So, ayan, yung second natin na impeding factor is because creativity is a special ability that is found only in certain people. Its development will create elitism. Ayan. So, doon pa lang sa first statement natin, it's not really correct, no. So, gaya ng sinabi ko, creativity is sabihin natin, ang proper way of telling this is other people are more creative than other people, no? So, merong mas creative sa atin, no? Hindi ibig sabihin merong walang creative ni merong tao na walang creativeness, no? And merong tao na full ng creativity. So, ganun. Let us not let us all remember that creativity is available or is innate sa atin, no? Ang kailangan lang natin is of course proper support, no? So yung available support kasi may mga tao na kailangang i-push para lumabas ang creativity. May mga tao na kailangan ng stimulus para yan, ma-practice nila yung kanilang creativity, no? Ayan. So since research based yung ating source, no? Ayan, I also included here some indicators of creativity. So since some of us are, more of us are teachers, no? Yan, pwede po natin tong gamitin para makita talaga natin. Kasi ang forces, importante, ano yan eh, ma-integrate natin yan sa ating classroom teaching, no? And how? So sa atin sa DepEd, no, alam ko sa mga taga DepEd dito, hindi pwedeng ilagay mo lang siya or hindi pwedeng banggitin mo lang siya na nakalagay po yung creativity diyan. So most of the time we have indicators and teachers can use this four indicators given by a researcher. Hindi ko na nailagay kung sino, no? So we have here fluency, flexibility, originality, elaboration. So yan. If you're going to have an activity that will show creativity or a lesson, you can use the four indicators. Assign scores, no? Pwedeng lagay nyo dyan yung scores na high, low, or intermediate. So 3, 1, 0, ganyan. So that for us to know or for all of the observers to know na ayan na-integrate natin yung creativity sa ating classroom teaching, no. So the four indicators of creativity yan are as follows. We have fluency or the ability to generate many relevant ideas related to the problem. So excuse for a while po. No. So we also have flexibility or the ability to generate various ideas and approaches in answering questions. So, parang similar lang yung fluency and flexibility. Kaya lang, pagdating sa fluency, ang focus natin is to produce more ideas to solve or to answer a problem, no? Dito naman sa flexibility, to answer questions naman tayo, no? So, questions and problems are two different things. Yan. Sorry po. We also have originality or the ability to develop existing and generate new ideas. Ayan, so originality is under creativity. So dapat nating tandaan that creativity doesn't only focus on new ideas, no. It also focuses on developing existing ideas. So later sa mga activities natin, meron akong 4 examples on how we can 4 class point activities na pwedeng mag-elicit ng ating creativity and collaboration. Alright? So we also have here, yan, elaboration, the ability to develop a detailed eh, ideas. Yan. So meron tayong mga ideas dito na dapat nating i-elaborate. So yan. Of course, after we generate ideas to solve a question or to answer a question, to solve a problem, yeah, pwede na natin siyang i-arrange and i-elaborate. So all of these 4 indicators must be included para maipakita natin that we all integrated creativity and at the same time, para malaman natin if properly integrated ba siya sa ating mga students and na-exhibit ba siya ng ating mga estudyante. Na po. Ayan, so malay natin soon we will have a very detailed lesson on how the 4Cs are integrated to the lesson plan. Na po. So, makakasya ng start doon. Yan. So, um, alright. So aside from the indicators of ayan, creativity, we can now move on with what we call as collaboration. Ayan. So collaboration has something to do with the participation of students in an authentic, yan, highlight ko po yung authentic and purposeful cooperative learning opportunities. So and create new knowledge together. So ang dami niyang words, ang dami niyang concepts, no? Pero ang highlight natin dyan is yung word na together, create knowledge together, and purposeful cooperative. No, so yan. Um, sorry po. Yan. So, yung next na part nito is inspired dun sa last na shinare din sa atin ni Sir Franco, no? So, kung ayun, nakita ko din yun, no? So, collaboration, bakit siya purposeful? So, makikita natin sa next example yung purpose ng ating collaboration. And we can treat collaboration using the concept of grouping. Ayan. So yan, we have here our grouping, no? Ayan po. So, um, you may use the draggable feature of ClassPoint and I just want everyone to try grouping this 8 names by twos. Yan. So, bahala po kayo kung sino-sino yung papartneran nyo. Ayan. So, tingnan natin kung paano nyo siya i-group na po. So, yan. So, feel free to use this po na po. Yan, for a while lang po. Yan. So, you may medyo naghang lang po yung screen ko. For a while lang po. Ayan. Alright. Yan. Again, feel free po to alright. Yan, connecting po tayo. Alright. Feel free to use po yung ating draggable na po. Yan. So ako mag-group din ako ng sarili ko na po. Ayan. So natin. Yan. So dahil sila ay magkaka-pangalan na po. Yan. So for me, ito. Yan. Ayan. So, alright. Ayan. So,
Similar po ba tayo ng grouping? No po, kung similar po tayo ng grouping, you may type number 1 po kung nasa Zoom po kayo ngayon. And or 1 sa YouTube po kung parehas po tayo ng way of grouping the following names by twos na po. Ayan. So bakit ko siya group? Ayan. So simple lang yung reason ko kasi pare-parehas sila ng letters. Yan. So babalikan natin yung definition mamaya ng ating groupings na sa collaboration. Alright. So alright. So while we are working on with this one, no. So let's try to call one person. Tatawag lang ako ng isang person and tatanungin natin siya kung parehas ba tayo ng um kung parehas ba tayo ng way or kung paano niya grinup yung kanya. Alright. So let's try to pick a name. Ayan. So si Teacher LV, nandito po ba si Teacher LV? Ayun, si Teacher Lorena Vellano. Pasensya na po, nakarangan kanina. Ayan. Good evening po. Yan, nandyan po ba kayo? Yan, tatanungin ko lang po kayo kung paano nyo po grinupo yung ating names. So again, this is inspired po. Actually, adapted talaga siya from Sir Franco's presentation before, nakita ko. Very interesting siya na way on how we can understand the concept of collaboration. Alright? Alright, so sige, let's wait. Maybe kung sino man po ano po ang meron no na group. So pick ako ng another name. Yan, si Teacher Andres. Ayan, nandyan po ba kayo? Naririnig po kaya ako ni Teacher Andres? Ayan. Alright, so siguro medyo busy din yung mga connection natin, no? Medyo lumalaban yung mga internet. So anyway, ayan, so I have here groups of the following, no, by twos siya. Alright, so yun nga, ang reason ko lang kung bakit ko siya binay-group is of course dahil uh, yung letters niya is similar with one another. First letter is similar with one another. So let's move on with the next one. Na po. Alright. Ayun. Ayan, nag-loading na. So again, later itatanong ko din ito, no po. Ayan, so this one tayo. Sa next tayo. Ayan, so group the following naman based on twos or by twos. Group the following names by twos. So work out ko din yung sa akin. Ayan, check ko natin, no? Ayan, so ako din muna ang magwo-work ng akin. Ayan, so sige. Ayan, so lalagay ko dito. Yan. Siskat. Alright, so magmo-move ako ng alright. Yan. So, pwede nyo naman siyang isulat, no po, kung pwede nyo siyang isulat sa paper. Pwede nyo rin pong gamitin. Ito po yung dragon po ng ating ClassPoint. Napakaganda po niyang gamitin, no po. Yan. Medyo naghang lang po ng konti, pero yan. So, alright. Let's start ko lang. Sa atin po 'no, kapag tayo ay kakaroon din ng groupings na po, kadalasan ang ginagawa natin is random natin siyang ina-apply 'no po. So ngayon, dahil meron tayong values, let's see kung paano natin siya gino-group na po. So 'yan. So, alright. Medyo nag-hang po ng konti ang ating app. Alright. Okay, so kung mapapansin niyo po, ayan, ayun, gumalaw na si Kevin. Medyo nag-hang lang talaga. Okay, ayun. So yan, meron ako ditong cat. Sige. Alright. So yan, so sa tingin ko may pagkakaiba-iba tayo ng grouping sa part na to. So medyo challenging na po. So kung mapapansin nyo, magkaiba po tayo ng way ng grouping. Siguro yung iba pinagsama-sama yung line of 7, yung iba pinagsama-sama yung line of 8 na may kasamang konting 9 na po. So sa part ko nito, yan, nilagay ko yung mga students natin, pinartner ko yung mga may line of 7 dun sa medyo mataas-taas yung grading na po. Yan. So, let's assume na ang grade nito or ay ang subject na tinitake nila is kunwari science na po. Yan. So, yan. So, as you can see, nag-group tayo based on the average grade ng bata and ipinartner natin yung student natin na medyo mataas-taas yung nakuha. Why? Kasi sabi nga dun sa definition ng collaboration na po, kapag naggrupo tayo ng bata and nagpagawa tayo ng activity, so kung i-base natin tong tawag dito, average na ito, pwede natin siyang gamitin as a basis for grouping. Bakit? Kasi yung ating grade has something to do or is the collective assessment na meron ang bata. So performance sa written and sa examinations na po. So using this type of grouping na natutunan ko din doon kay Sir Franco, this is really interesting kasi ipapartner mo yung isang bata na medyo may weak medyo mababa, sorry, not weak, mababa yung level of understanding pagdating sa concepts ng isang subject. Doon sa bata na mas mataas-taas yung ating level. Bakit? Kasi kapag nilagay natin yung mga tawag dito, pag naglagay tayo ng mga groups na kunwari magkasama tong si Kevin na 90 ang grade tapos si MJ na 87 yung grade, no? So may iwan sa atin si Emay na 73 at saka si March na 70, no? So hindi naman sa kawawa, but our goal is to help our students learn, not only sa teachers, not only sa lessons, but also from their classmates na po. So grouping our students with, for example, having a little balance, no? Dun sa medyo students na medyo mataas yung level ng performance, doon sa mababa yung performance will help each other, no? So, hindi, magle-lift sila parehas. Yan. So, matututo sila parehas. And of course, yan, yung mataas yung grade is tutulungan niya yung mababa and yung mababa yung grade tutulungan niya yung sarili niya na tumaas and the loop will continue to happen. The process will continue to happen. Na po. So this is one of the ideas on how, and this is one of the proper ways on how we can group our students to elicit, of course, yung ating tinatawag na collaboration. Kasi mas mahirap na ang collaboration is mag-exist between friends, no? So kadalasan napapansin ko to pag naggrupo ang mga estudyante at magkakaibigan na magkakasama, kadalasan hindi nakaka-accomplish ng task, no? Kasi magkakaibigan sila and they tend to just talk about any random things. Parehas sila ng goal na okay lang na ganito na lang yung gawin natin, tapos tatawanan na lang nila, ganyan. So commonly ganun yung nangyayari sa classroom setup ko. And very challenging sa ating teachers kung paano natin malalaman yung grouping, no? So kaya dapat sa umpisa pa lang, we use the data of our students and then of course, update for day kasi mababa nga tong si Ena meron naman pala siyang mataas na skill, meron lang siyang hindi nagawa and yun, no. So kaya dapat every collaboration, every collaborative activity, every groupings that we have, dapat pinapaltan din natin yun, no. So every quarter, every after siguro some weeks na naging comfortable na yung bawat isa. Ayan. So, pwede natin siyang paltan kasi let's explore our peers. No po? Ayan. So, moving on to the next part. Ayan. So, this is also from one of the researches na nabasa ko. No? So, ayan. Again, it's important to include indicators of collaboration. So, nakakita ko ng indicator. Meron tayo ditong example na sorry, indication ng collaborative activity na pro and indication ng collaborative activity na opposite ng pro. So we have the first one indicator, the group members share their ideas. So example, ayan. So sa example, 2/3 is greater than 1/3. And so both of these ideas came from the group. And then yung example natin yung opposite, 1 to 2 group members do not contribute any of their ideas on their own accord even though it would have been possible. And so isa sa mga na-miss out natin pagdating sa collaborative activities, pagdating sa grouping, pagdating sa collaboration is although nag-grouping tayo, hindi pa rin natin na-check if everyone contributes. No po? So kung nag-contribute ba to kasi kadalasan kapag ang downside naman no po, yung pinakita ko kanina, if hindi tayo hindi natin ma-emphasis na dapat sila magtulungan, no. Pag pinag-partner natin yung mababa yung grade dun sa mataas ang grade, ang sasabihin ng mga estudyante na mababa ang grade, "Oh, ikaw na gumawa niyan kasi kaya mo yan, mas alam mo yan." Ayan. So dahil short period lang yung time na binigay, gagawin na lang talaga ng bata na mas medyo mataas yung level of understanding. So medyo pangit din siyang, medyo malaki ang impact niya or ang negative impact niya if hindi natin siya properly ma-orient, hindi natin sila properly ma-train on how to help each other. So next, the group members respond to each other's ideas. So after grouping the students, dito na ako sa kontra, ideas are ignored by not responding or by saying something that does not relate to the previous idea. So yan, so dalawa siya, it's either yung ideas ng kunwari nag-report na yung group 1, nag-report na yung group 2, yung group number 1 nag-comment sa group number 2, pero yung group number 2 hindi nag-comment dun sa group number 1. No po, ayan. So importante na meron tayong responses, no? So, para kumbaga, intra, pasensya na po talaga, no? Intra or within pa yung interaction ng bawat group and meron din tayong between, no? Meron din tayong sabi natin, inter-activity, no? Ng pagko-comment or pagbibigay ng ideas sa iba't ibang group. So, when we fail to do that, no, dalawa lang yung pwede nating rason. Pwedeng in-ignore yung idea ng kabilang group or hindi related yung idea na naibigay ng isang group dun sa idea na present nung naunang group. Na po. So, yan. So, meron tayong indicator number 3, the group members encourage each other to contribute. Ayan. So, again, napakadali na pong i-integrate ang collaboration, no? Hindi lang siya dapat sabihin dun sa lesson plan na may collaboration. Gamitin niyo po tong indicators na to para makita natin na, ito pa, nagawa to ng mga bata po. So, sa number 3, the group members encourage each other to contribute. This is somehow related to indicator. So, group members who do not contribute to the group work or stay silent for a long time are not being paid attention to. Yan. So, meron namang instances na dahil ang grupo, kunwari ay 10 tao yung nandoon and 3 lang yung nagsasalita, dahil yung 3 ay salita ng salita at yung natitirang 7 ay hindi nagsasalita, yung 3 na lang na yun ang nag-uusap na po. Ayan. So, it's really a challenge for us to create siguro yung tawag natin collaborative activities and madali lang yung collaborative activity. Monitor and practice collaboration is really hard and it's really a challenge for each teachers, no? Sa dami ng mga bata na hinahandle natin sa isang araw, no po? So, ang mga bata natin nagre-range siguro ng 50 to 80. Yan, isang section pa lang yon. Ang sectioning natin, kagaya ko, ang hawak kong section ay 6. tig 53 halos sila. So, yun. So, mahirap siyang i-practice, lalo na short lang din yung time na ibibigay sa atin. Kaya, ayun, let us start with these indicators. Let's improve our way of grouping individuals. Let us improve ourselves on how we provide instructions, train them on how they will communicate sa peer. No? Kasi gamitin natin yung ability ng bata na makipag-usap sa kapwa niya estudyante. Yan. So, alam ko mataas ang confidence ng mga bata sa pakikipag-usap sa kapwa nila or sa ka-age nila, sa mga kaklase nila. Ano po? And so gamitin natin 'yon, yung kanilang skill na 'yon, no. So lastly, we have the group members treat each other with respect. So collaboration is not only limited to how people respond, to how student provide their ideas, to how student evaluate one group. Mayroon din siyang element of respect. Ayan, so yun yung wag nating kakalimutan. Collaboration is also kailangan nating mag-provide ng safe space. Ayan. So, dapat ay may respect sa bawat ideas. Dapat ay marunong tayong kumapa, marunong tayong magbigay ng words at maingat tayo sa mga words na bibitawan natin. Ano po? Ayan. So, one of the good practices is letting others finish speaking. So, listening to other people, looking at the person who is speaking, yan, very important. No, simple gesture lang to. Pag may nagsasalitang individual, nakatingin tayo dun sa individual na yon. So, engaging in the group work instead of letting others do all the work. Yan. So, praising each other. Ayan. So, kasama sa number 4 na indicator. So, pagbati or pag-recognize ng ginawa ng isang member. No? So kaya maglalagay din tayo ng isang leader, no po, sa ating group. So nakita ko din na realities, no. Hindi porke mataas ang grade ng isang bata or mababa ang grade ng isang bata ay hindi na siya hindi porke mababa yung grade ng isang bata ay hindi na siya magaling mag-leader. So hindi rin naman lagi na kapag mataas ang grade ng bata ay magaling siya na leader. No, so let us explore our students, tingnan natin kung ano yung kakayahan nila. Sabi ko lagi sa mga estudyante, hindi porke mataas ang grade ng bata, kaya niyang magpaliwanag talaga sa lahat ng peers na meron siya. No? So meron mga bata academically mag-good, pero kailangan nilang i-improve pa yung kanilang yung pagpapaliwanag sa iba, yung ng kanilang knowledge. So, meron namang magaling mag-share ng knowledge, pero pagdating sa written or pagdating sa academics, sa mga tasks, medyo bumaba or medyo mababa yung level of understanding. Ayan. So, kaya dapat ay magaling tayong magtimpla ng grupo. Kasi kapag hindi tayo magaling magtimpla ng grupo, pwedeng yung ginawa nating groupings is makapapahamak pa sa kanila. So, lalo na sa academics. Ayan. So, these are all the collaborative activities na meron tayo and of course yung indicators na meron tayo sa bawat isa. So now, let's move on to some of the other activities that is dedicated to ClassPoint. No po? So parang nakalagay ako dito ng 4 or 5. So let's check na lang din kung ilan. No? So mga sample activities lang siya that will surely elicit creativity and of course at the same time collaboration, no. So alam ko yung iba sa inyo familiar na dito, ginagawa na ito, pero yung iba sa atin siguro bago pa ito sa atin, no. So yan, we have the first one. Yan for a while. All right. Ayan, so gaya ng mga na-explore natin sa class, may napakarami ng ways on how we can engage our students, no? On how we can can develop our students for C's, no? So, meron tayong iba't ibang types ng media na nandito sa ating ClassPoint app. Pwedeng mag-upload ng images, pwedeng mag-upload ng audio recordings. Sorry. Ayan. So, medyo natagalan pa din tayo, no? Ayan, so we have the first one. So this one is what we call as concept mapping. No, you can also explore. So one of the ways on how we can develop our students critical thinking and at the same time creativity and at the same time collaboration, no, is through the use of concept mapping. Ayan. So ang ClassPoint is really useful kasi mas madaling maggawa ng concept mapping, no, compared to other applications na meron tayo. So, and at the same time, pag magkakasama yung mga group, yan, they can explore, no. For example, we have here the concept of plant. So, paano natin siya i-concept map? So, ayan. So, say for example, mag-start tayo sa trees. Yan, kasi yung trees, pwede nating sabihin, part siya ng plant, no? And then, yung pwedeng pakinabang natin. Yan, so pwede naman ganito. Trees, tapos yung trees is nagpo-produce siya ng wood, nagpo-produce ng oxygen, nagpo-produce ng paper. Yan, so pwedeng ganyan. So mag-arrange lang tayo. Di ba napakaganda nitong draggable kasi pwede natin siyang gamitin sa kahit anong types ng activity, no? Especially sa mga labelings. Kunwari mapapasagot tayo ng parts of the microscope, yan. So, pwede natin siyang gawin. So, medyo bumagal lang ulit. So, yan. And of course, kapag gagawa po kayo ng concept mapping, do not forget to include this bars, these lines, no? So, para naman may choices yung mga bata. Yan. Para makagamit sila ng mga ganito. Yan. So kagaya natin, lumalaban din yung internet natin ngayong hapon na po. And so I hope everyone is getting something from presentation. You know, medyo na lahat pero ayan, maraming salamat po talaga sa mga nandito pa, sa mga kasama ko ngayong hapon na to. No po. So allow me to edit muna dito. So let's try again. Tingnan natin kung kaya pa. Yan. Alright. Ayun. Sige, let's check muna. So if ganun yung cases ko na hindi natin taggable, alam ko medyo naturuan na din naman kayo na po. So i-highlight ko muna to all. Yan, and then i-check ko dito sa draggable na po kung drag enable siya. So disable ko muna then enable natin. Yan. So let's see kung work na siya. Ay. Diba? Ayan. Alright. So, medyo di ko siya makuha dito, no? Sa part na to. But, let's assume na, ayan. So, namumove natin siya. So, kunwari, we have here plants. A plant is, kunwari, example ng plant ay tree. So, pwede ako maglagay dito na ang line. So, di ba pag concept mapping, kailangan meron tayong mga lines na po. So, trees can produce wood, oxygen, and paper. And so, simple lang natin. Simplehan lang natin siya. So, pwede kong ilagay ito, yan. So, dapat meron tayong binibigay na option sa students para makagawa sila ng concept map. Yan. So, pwede ko na palang tanggalin tong mga to and use this one. Alright. Yan. So, this is an example of what we call as concept mapping, no? So, yan. Alright. So, concept map, and so we can include bars or lines. We can include the boxes with words na po. And then, at the same time, using ClassPoint, we can elicit our students, or we can help our students practice the way how they think, no? So this is my interpretation dun sa concept map. And concept mapping is one way for us to teach our students on how to think critically and at the same time creatively. No po. So creatively paano nila i-express yung ideas nila. So say for example, after you analyze how you will organize these thoughts, no? Dadating na tayo dun sa explanation kasi pag inorganize natin tong thoughts natin, dapat i-explain din ng bata kung bakit ito yung ginawa niya. Ayan. So, what if saan ko sana isisingit si human, no? So, bakit di natin ginamit si human? Ano yung pwede nating ilagay? Ganyan. So, these are some of the practices that we can use for students to practice one of the 4Cs or many areas in the 4Cs. And so, concept mapping is one. I hope na medyo nagka-idea kayo na, sa Dragable pala, pwede pala kaming mag-concept mapping, no? So, I just need some materials, yung text natin, no? Ang text natin dito, nilagay ko lang siya dun sa box. Yan, nandito po siya sa text box or sa shape. So, and then naglagay lang ako ng available lines that the students can use para naman syempre talagang ma-practice nila yung concept mapping na po. Ayan. Ayan. So, if may questions po kayo, you may type your questions na po or you may key in your questions pa sa ating chat box po. Alright. So, moving on with the next. Alright. So, meron naman tayong tinatawag na concept grouping. So, kung meron tayong concept mapping, meron din naman tayong concept grouping. So, in this type of activity, so, pwedeng so, pwede silang gumawa na po. And then, take off the following so maglalagay dyan words, pwede rin photos kasi mas maganda yung photos, no? Mas visually appealing yung photos. Pero in my case, I use the words. Po. Ayan, so kunwari ay yellow, ayan, so saan to dapat? So pwedeng ang way natin to organize this one is to include yellow, brown, mango, tamarind, sour, sweet. Ayan. So, dito sa part na to sa mga teachers, kunwari English teacher ka, science teacher ka, Filipino teacher ka, math teacher ka, pwede siyang i-utilize na po. And then, use Dragable kasi si Dragable is a really a very good way on how para siyang board work na din at the same time. Kasi di ba sa board work, pinapapunta natin yung bata sa unahan and then they will try to solve a problem. So dito naman, it serves as a board work na students can practice. No? So yan, we have yellow, brown, explain nila bakit yellow, brown pinagsama kasi both of these are colors. Bakit mango and tamarind, both of these are fruits. No? Bakit sour and sweet, both of these are types of kumbaga taste buds, no? Nasa taste buds. So pwede rin naman natin gawin na ganito. So yellow, mango, tapos sweet. Kasi yellow yung mango kaya siya sweet. So brown, tamarind, sour. Ayan. So this is another way of grouping concepts. So dito na naman i-explain ng mga bata that color has something to do with the taste, no, of a fruit. Ayan. So that's what we call as creativity and at the same time critical thinking. Kasi pag creativity, di ba, sabi ko kanina, we need to use existing ideas to yun, and organize it to make sense, to make it, to give it a sense. Na po. So yan. So pwede rin natin itong gawin na ganyan, no? So, yan. Another way of concept grouping. So, activities that will elicit our 21st century skills are really available in the internet, no? Diyan din yung nabanggit nila Sir Franco na jigsaw technique, visual thinking, and etc. So, ito lang yung mga commonly ginagamit natin or ginagamit namin sa classroom na po. And since ang tinuturo ko din naman ay science and at the same time yung science namin is more of biology and chemistry. And so, groupings. And sa English, napakaganda nitong gamitin sa English, no? Kung ang gagamitin natin, say for example, meron tayong meaning, or meron tayong word dyan, and then may synonym yung word na yun, then i-group natin siya or ipapa-arrange natin siya sa bata kung sino yung magkakaparehas na po. Yan. So this is a really good activity, and at the same time, ClassPoint has a very powerful feature na pwede natin gamitin para maging successful yung ating concept grouping na po. Ayan. So yan. Next naman natin is concept sorting. Ito, this is really, kumbaga, parehas lang siya ng labeling halos. Pero yung mga, this is really interesting pagdating sa mga bata, no? Sa mga elementary students, yan. Gustong-gusto din nila ito. So, kumbaga, meron kasing laro na mga ganito, di ba po? Parang mga online games na isusort mo yung isang bagay, ganyan. Pero sa ClassPoint, using just PowerPoint, you can have this kind of game para sa mga bata, no? So, simple game lang naman to. Medyo kinuntian ko lang kasi syempre, mahirap mag-sort ng madami. Na po, ayan. So, let's try to sort everything out. Ayan. So, sabi ko nga, draggable can be a mixture of words and of course, photos. Na po. So, yan. So, syempre, ilagay natin dito, biodegradable, non-biodegradable, tapos lagay din natin tong recyclable. Ayan. So using these three labels, pwede na nating i-move tong mga images. So, say for example, ayan, dito sa non-biodegradable, yan. I'm not sure kung ang pako ay pwedeng recyclable na, pero alam ko recyclable to, pet bottle. Ayan. So, biodegradable, ayan, yung mga dahon-dahon and other etc. Ayan, so this is an example of a very interesting type of activity na pwede nating gawin, no? It taps many areas of the 4Cs na po. Yan, so of course, ideas ng bawat member, especially kunwari dito sa basura, mag-iisip pa sila, saan ba to dapat ilagay? Dapat ba ditong ilagay ito? Yan, so ganun siya. So again, ang ginagamit ko pong feature ng ClassPoint is yung draggable na po. Ayan. So yun po yung mga magagandang, napakaganda po ng feature na draggable. Gamit na gamit po ito ng mga bata. Ano po? Ayan. So, sorry po. Ayan. So kung madami ito, medyo mahihirapan pa po sila. Ayan. So I hope na may nakukuha po kayo kahit pa paano na po sa simple activities na meron tayo. So, ayan. So proceed na po ako sa next. Pwede nyo rin itong gamitin sa labels. Sabi ko nga, pag mga blanco yung microscope, tapos ilalagay yung mga parts, lagay natin dyan. So, yan. So, alright. Alright, so sentence making naman. So, yan, sa English pwede to. Pwede rin naman concepts o yung definition. So, pwede tayong maglagay dito ng mga words na bubuuin ng bata para na i-arrange ng bata based on their understanding. So, para makabuo sila ng isang sentence na merong din sense. So, kunwari, ayan, medyo wala lang pong masyadong creativity yung aking nilagay na po. So, yan. So, kunwari, gagawa tayo ng sentence na po. Ayan. So, kunwari, ay ano ba to? Ayan. So, pwede na lang i-arrange yan based doon sa gusto nilang iparating. So, kunwari, ako ay may lobo. Ayan. O, diba? So, ayan. So, yan. So, pwede natin gamitin yung gantong type ng activity para yung mga bata makabuo sila ng sentence and then mabasa nila yung isang buong sentence. And they can explain those sentences na po. Yan. So, kunwari, masarap ako. Yan. Akong. Yan. Pwede ko idugtong yan. O, diba? Magluto. Pwede naman to. Masarap ako magluto ng spaghetti. Ayan. So, yan. So, pasensya na po sa mga example natin. Ayan. So, ito po isa sa mga activities na pwede natin gamitin na po. Ayan. So, again, mag-iisip sila dito. So, this is part of critical thinking. Magtutulungan sila. This is collaboration. Express nila yung ideas after. collaboration, and of course, so express nila yung ideas, communication, and if that ideas is a new idea or an existing idea, arrange, creativity. So yan. So, we can utilize this type of activities na po using the draggable file. So kung meron pa po kayong mga ideas dyan na pwede nyong gamitin, pwede nyo po siyang i-share later sa ating question and answer portion na po. So I hope po ay may makukuha pa po tayong mga bago pong ideas pa. No? So baka ako pa po ang makakuha sa inyo ng mga bagong ideas pa. Alright, so moving on with the next one. Ayan. So kung gaya ng sinabi ko, lumalaban pa tayo. Lumalaban din yung internet natin na po. Ayan. Alright. So aside from the draggable, ayan. So pwede natin gamitin tong next activity natin to na picture storytelling. So I know some of you are familiar with picture storytelling. Yung siguro words lang yung ginagamit ng iba, pero sa atin pwede natin gamitin yung picture na po. And so I would like everyone to help me na po. Ang gagawin nyo lang po is upload any picture po na gusto nyong i-upload na po. So let's try to make a story out of it na po. So ginawa namin to last time, pero ang binigay namin ay mga words. So now, pwede natin sigurong i-try na mag-send kayo ng any type of picture, aso man yan or tambura man yan, ganyan. And then you can make your own stories from this na po. So actually pwede naman natin siyang hindi na pero let's try, no? If may ma-receive tayo at least siguro 3 pictures and yan. Ay, apple. Ayan. So, apple. Sige. Let's try. Sana may makuha tayong medyo kakaiba, no? Manok. Alright. So, ang hirap manggawa ng kwento nito. Ayan. Sige po. Ayan. Thank you so much po sa mga nagsisend ng picture. Alright. Kapaligiran. Alright, so thank you so much po sa mga nagsasend ng pictures. And so mapapansin po natin, iba-iba po yung mga pictures na nakikita natin dito, no? And using these pictures, we can create a story. No po? So yan, so syempre nakakaya, medyo naiya akong magsabi ng story. No? Pero if you want your students to, syempre, to help them think of something, a scenario, no po, using this type of images, no po. Ayan, matutulungan natin silang So later siguro ayan. Ay, ito. Parang gusto ko tong sinend ni Teacher Jerry no po. Kailangan ko yan ngayon. Alright. Ay, ang cute naman ng sinend ni Teacher Jasmine, mga puppies. Alright. So si Teacher, happy birthday. Happy birthday niyo po ba, Ma'am Annabelle? Ayan. Kung birthday niyo po, happy birthday po. Ayan. So kung mapapansin niyo po, ayan. So picture storytelling, medyo nahiya po ako mag-storytell, pero syempre, the idea is just use the images. No, unang image natin is apple. So you just need to tell a story. One sentence siguro is about the apple. And then the next story will have something to do with the chicken ba to? Basta itong bird type na to or chicken ba yan? Yan. But yung chicken dapat dun apple po. Ayan. So it's a good icebreaker na po. Say for example, magtuturo tayo ng concepts in science and we are going to talk about the systems na interrelated. Pwede natin siyang gamitin. Ayan. So next scenario will be or next sentence will be yung pangatlo, yan, itong beach. Dapat itong beach natin has something to do with the chicken. No, mapagko-connect natin siya. And that's what we call as picture storytelling. Na po. And the contributions are from each of the members of the group. Ayan. So, each of the members of the class din po. Ayan. So, let's close the submission na po. Ayan. So, kunwari, ito, yung pusa. So, mayroon akong pusa. Ang pusa ay, kunwari, mayroong isang, di ba nahirapan ako mag-storytelling, pasensya na po sa inyo. Pero gano'n po yung idea niya, kunwari ito, yung pusa, si Nene Si Nena ay isang pusa. Si Nena ay um, medyo na-cringe ako dun sa kwento. Pero yun po yung idea niya. Actually, napaka-appealing nito sa mga bata. Ewan ko lang po sa mga adults, pero sa mga bata, maganda siya. Kasi pwede rin siyang maging entertainment ng mga bata. Kasi iisip talaga yung mga bata ng paraan para ma-connect yung isang picture din sa isang picture. At the same time, magaling silang magpatawa, which is wala pang talent sa humor po. Ayan. So, this is one of the example. Thank you so much po again sa mga nakapag-send po ng picture natin. No po. And so, again, ang gusto ko lang po iwanan sa inyo is yung highlight ko po yung dalawang C's na po, yung collaboration and creativity. At the same time, let us start looking for uh, indicators po ng bawat C's na yon, ng bawat C natin, and then use those indicators sa ating documents, or say for example sa lesson 1, to make it more student-centered din po, and at the same time to give us a guide kung talaga bang nai-integrate natin yung 21st century skills, yung innovation and learning in particular, yung apat. Kasi di ba part siya ng learning and innovation skills na po. And so start using that indicator kasi po yung indicator will help us again, will guide us to see kung talaga bang na-integrate natin siya or hindi. Kasi it's not enough to naggrupo ka ng dalawang bata, it's collaboration agad. Dapat nag-exist yung indicators and na-tick or na-check natin yung boxes ng ating indicators. Ayan. So, just to assure that tama po, opo, nag-collaboration po ako kasi existing po itong apat na ito. Existing po itong indicators na ito. And yan, you can use ClassPoint in many ways po on how we can elicit students or improve our students' skills po. Ano po. So yun po, yun lang muna sa ngayon. I hope na may nakuha kayo kahit papaano, kahit medyo masama po yung boses ko ngayon. Medyo brief lang po yung presentation, at the same time nag-focus po ako sa dalawang C's natin na po. Pero kasi yun nga, creative collaboration, ito na yun, no? So you group your students in a way na sila ay matututo sa bawat isa. Yun. At the same time, pag nagrupo natin sila in a very good combination, pag maganda yung combination nila, they can freely express themselves. No po, they can freely express their own ideas. They can freely adjust with one another, and that is one of the elements of what we call as creative collaboration. No po. Ayan, so grouping students together to express, or grouping students together to solve a problem, grouping students together to propose solutions. Yeah. So that's the power of collaborative or creative collaboration. So tandaan natin that all of the skills are present in one individual. Meron lang siyang certain level, and ang trabaho natin is to make sure na umangat yung mga bata doon sa certain level na meron sila for now. So yun nga, the importance of teachers and peers is kapag proper ang environment ng isang bata and meron tayong binigay na opportunity for them to develop their own skills, is made-develop nila yung skills na meron sila. And again, yung 21st century skills in general is a way for students to survive in the 21st century era, or the period of the 21st century. Na po. Ayan. So, malaki po ang naiwan na gap nung 2 years natin nung pandemic. Na po. Malaki po or malayo po ang habulin natin pagdating sa 21st century learning. Alam po natin na nahihirapan po ang bata sa collaboration dahil 2 taon po silang na-stuck sa bahay. So, yung peer po nila medyo nahihirapan sila kapag face-to-face na po. So, mag-start tayo from identifying the indicators or pwede rin elements ng bawat skills or ng bawat C, and then try to look for yung indicators and try to create opportunities that will tackle every indicators para matibay na talagang na-implement natin or na-practice natin sa kanila yon. So I believe that's the start of your integration. Yun dapat yung simula, no po. Yung components muna ng bawat tawag dito, ng bawat skills ang dapat nating tingnan, no? Not generally, hindi dapat tayo general, dapat dun tayo sa specific na po. Ayan. So using ClassPoint, na po, activities will be easier to use na po. Hindi na tayo magre-require ng mga daming hindi tayo gagamit ng madaming resources, hindi tayo gagamit ng maraming mga bagay, no. So kung one of the ways on how we can use ang draggable, no, kahit offline siya, pwede ka mag-try ng draggable. So kung gusto mong ang estudyante, kunwari walang internet sa classroom natin, and then yung students, gusto mo silang magkaroon ng board work na eto nga yung i-arrange natin or magkakaroon ng arrangement or way on how they can present. They can use their yung laptop ng teacher or yung own laptops nila to rearrange na po. Ayan. So na makikita ng lahat, no, na makikita ng lahat ng mga students na present sa classroom. And yun po ang isa sa mga kagandahan nitong Draggable na po. Ayan. I'm really happy to experience yung ClassPoint 2.0, and I hope na although ito po medyo hindi tayo nag-focus doon sa ating mga parts, no, na-explore na natin yung mga parts na po. Na-i-brief na tayo sa mga parts na meron ng ClassPoint. Multiple choice po, ang short answers, kadalasan individual natin yan na ibibigay sa bata, no po. Yung word cloud din. Pero yung mga short answers, image upload, yan, yung mga video upload, audio recorded, pwede po natin siyang gawing collaborative na po. Ayan. So especially this one, yung Draggable talaga is really important na po. So kasi si Draggable is, pwede siyang student-based. Etong whiteboard kasi, kadalasan teacher siya, no, sa teacher na, yung control nito sa teacher. Pero si draggable object, pwede rin si estudyante talaga maka-experience. No? I'm not sure kung ang whiteboard pwede rin unless ipa-board work din natin siya sa bata. Ayan po. So, ClassPoint has a lot of features to explore, a lot of features na hindi pa natin sobrang na-utilize pero napaka-useful po niya. No po? And ClassPoint is really user-friendly na po. Sobrang user-friendly niya sa atin na po. And ayun. So if you have something to to ask the students to do, yan, you may utilize our ClassPoint kasi napakadali. Ginagamit natin kadalasan is PowerPoint, and we are very well versed pagdating sa paggamit ng PowerPoint. And eto nga, nandito na rin yung ClassPoint sa PowerPoint na po. Ayan. So what you just need to do is, of course, to go back from the concepts. Doon muna tayo sa concepts na po. So pag nalaman na natin yung concepts, say for example, yung ideas doon sa yung ideas doon sa concepts, pwede na nating gamitin tong ClassPoint and utilize the power of this very wonderful student centered and of course engaging tool na po. So ang teacher ko po is Draggable, and of course you can also use other types of activities. Nandyan naman po yun na po. And I believe yung kasama natin dito sila Ma'am Stephanie, sila Sir Bert, sila Sir Franco will also add more about the ClassPoint na po, and the details about ClassPoint na po. Ayan. So I hope na meron po kayong nakuha sa aking presentation. Yan, although marami po akong ayan, marami tayong challenges. I really hope na may nakuha tayo for this evening. So yun lang po, at maraming salamat. So you may now send your questions po sa ating mga chat boxes po. And so thank you so much po for this evening po. And thank you so much din po sa mga teachers na nandito po up until today. Po.
Yeah, maraming salamat, Teacher MJ, for that. No, maybe invite Sir Bert and Stephanie, who's at the backstage, listening, of course, during our session. Okay. We'll be entertaining some questions, teachers. Now, unfortunately, we don't have much time anymore for a lot of questions. But if there are any, we'll gladly try to answer them, or we'll ask that for to Sir MJ to answer that. Okay. That while we're waiting for that, siguro a couple of announcements lang muna, teachers. The first one is that once again, dun sa mga hindi pa aware available na po ang ating annual subscription via GCash. Okay, so just let me know. So ako po yung nagpapacilitate na ako yung official ClassPoint partner in charge of distributing annual subscriptions using GCash. And so far right now, naka 50 na kami, no? Naka 50 subscription na, no, via GCash. Ang dami na rin nakakapag avail, no? And of course, no, that's part of the efforts of ClassPoint on making ClassPoint more accessible to all teachers. Okay? Para po mas madali yung mga payment options and everything that you need to do in order to explore and experience the wonders of ClassPoint. Second announcement, teachers, huwag po natin kakalimutan that we have an upcoming CPD accredited event sponsored by ClassPoint, of course, okay, in partnership with Kaagapay Teacher Support. And the only qualification for the CPD event, there's no registration, there's no like a form to answer. Okay, the only qualification for that is if you subscribe for an annual subscription, okay, via GCash, no? So yung through me, no? And so far, meron na tayo kagad 50 registrants, no, or participants in our CPD accredited event, no? Somewhere in April or early May po, na depending on how the documents will um, um, be be managed, no, with CPDAS, okay? And yes, Miss Sir Bert, Miss Stephanie, I think we still have also another announcement from ClassPoint.
Yes po. So, teachers, we'd like to invite you because recently we just launched our TikTok account. And I think pwede po nating i-share to, Sir Franco, sa ating screen para makita po nila kung saan nila tayo pwedeng i-follow. We just launched our TikTok account at classpoint.ph. And our TikTok account we will be mainly sharing video content on the latest edtech trends, PowerPoint tips and tricks, and not just about ClassPoint, but general teaching tips and tricks din po para mas engage tayo with video content. And also, at the same time, we're also going to be having another webinar this coming April 4. That's next week, Tuesday. We're also going to be sending that din po para mas madali po kayong makapag-register sa ating webinar. Again, that's happening on April 4, Tuesday. That's going to be about using ClassPoint in classroom observations. Perfect po. Ngayon na classroom observation season na ulit tayo. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Sir Bert. I put our TikTok, ClassPoint TikTok link in our chat, and also it's on the screen. It's https://www.tiktok.com/@classpoint.ph, or you can simply search that via the TikTok app, no, classpoint.ph. Okay? I've also put the link in the chat for the next webinar on April 4. Please register at https://bit.ly/cpacct Zai. Yeah. And of course, our last announcement would be the winners of the 3-month pro account, no? Okay, so libre na po nating ibibigay yan, and we'll have 3 winners. We'll ask Teacher MJ to announce, okay? I think via our leaderboard, okay, from earlier presentation, since wala pa tayong shadow questions, no? Okay? And again, teachers, now while we're waiting for the leaderboard or announcement from Teacher MJ, please also stay tuned on the details of our next monthly webinar with ClassPoint. So again, that's on top of our CPD event with ClassPoint. Yeah. And so we have the winners, okay, from Teacher MJ. Yeah, we're just waiting for the leaderboard.
Alright.
Ang dami namang exciting things, no, sa ClassPoint. Talagang hindi tumitigil ang ClassPoint sa pag-explore ng mga areas and possibilities, no, on reaching out to our teachers. Okay? Teacher MJ, nakabalik na ang presentation mo. Although, I think wala yung... no? Baka hindi mo screen sharing to.
Alright po, out for a while lang po. Ay, sorry po. Here po, enter screen.
Yes, we'll just wait for that. Okay. At nang malaman natin kung sino ang
Ito
ating
po.
winners. And again, teachers, sa mga mananalo po, please, tama ba ako, Miss Stephanie, no? They will still email classpoint.ph@inkno.com. Doon pa
Yes
rin.
po, Sir Franco.
Yes. Okay. So whoever, ito na po ang ating leaderboards. Sana isa ako dito. Dalawang accounts ginamit ko kanina para sure. Nako, hindi pa rin ako nakasama kahit dalawang accounts na ako. So our winners, okay? Tama ba to? Teacher MJ, go ahead.
Yes po, alright po. Doon po sa ating leaderboard na po. Ayan, check ko lang po. Ayan, so our first place po ay si teacher. Actually, madami po pala sila. Ayan, so marami po yung nasa first na po. So tayo po sila. Pero, ayan po. Wait lang po. Dito po ako magbe-base na lang po sa ating class rank. Yung first 3 po ba, tama po ba ako?
Yes, Teacher MJ, I think yan po yung ano natin.
Apo, ayan po. So the first po third po muna. So we have Teacher Bay po. Ayan. So ang second po natin is Teacher Arlene and yung first po natin is si Teacher Alfred Melvin Soliva. Ayan po. So congratulations po sa inyong tatlo po. Ano po? Ayan.
Yan. Thank you po. Maraming salamat. So please do a screenshot, teachers, for proof.
Yes po.
And then email once again, no, classpoint.ph@inkno.com to be able to claim your prizes. Okay. So yan na, no. Lucky winners of CP Pro account for 3 months. Napatagal na po ng teachers, no? Okay. So magagamit na po for observations, okay, for classes and whatever intentions you have. Okay. So that's teachers, no, before siguro tayo mag-end, and of course we have a conclusion for this session is of course we'd like to thank Sir MJ, Teacher MJ, for facilitating our session for today. And of course, no, I'd like to invite Miss Stephanie to please present, no, our certificate of appreciation to Teacher MJ, no, for this session.
Thank you, Sir Franco. And once again, thank you po, Sir MJ. I know you're still unwell, but thank you so much for being our speaker today. So this certificate of appreciation is respectfully awarded to Mr. Marge Joseph Sardo for sharing his knowledge and expertise in the recently concluded webinar entitled Addressing the 4 C's with ClassPoint, awarded today, March 29, 2023, signed by Franco Nicolopi Adun, Administrator of Kaagapay Teacher Support. Thank you po.
Maraming salamat, Miss Stephanie. Okay, once again, Sir Bert, of course, for always taking care of the ClassPoint community. And of course, Teacher MJ, for the opportunity, no, once again, to have you here at Kaagapay Teacher Support in supporting our teachers. Okay? Teachers, siguro po, we'll end our session with the evaluation link. So please accomplish the evaluation link that will be posted, okay, right about now. Okay, so it's our evaluation link for this session is https://tinyrel.com/cpmw01. Parang pati ako namalat na rin, ano, sa panahon ngayon. Okay, so please teachers, stay hydrated. Mag-ingat po tayo, lalo na po sa heat wave, no, at yung ating po conditions na mga classroom natin. Okay? So we'll see you po on April 4. Tama ba, Sir Bert? April 4. Yung next
Yes.
Yes. And of course, the teachers, abangan namin yung subscriptions nyo to classpoint.ph TikTok account. No? Paramihin po natin yung ating community there. No? Okay? Dapat ka-match po, no, siguro, no, Sir Bert, no? Kung gaano kadami dapat yung nasa Facebook group natin, dapat ganun din yung kadami yung ating TikTok followers. Okay? By the way, Sir Bert, ano ka lang? Abangan ba namin yung dance mo dito? Entry mo sa TikTok, ano natin?
So wala pa naman pong planong may sumayaw sa...
Abangan natin. Okay. Baka pwede rin ako mag-send ng entry ko, no? Just kidding. Sige po. Maraming salamat, teachers. Sir Bert, maraming salamat, Miss Stephanie, and Teacher MJ, no? And thank you always for having a really nice session with ClassPoint. Para, teachers.
Thank you po.
Thank you po. Thank you po.
Thank